Reviewing domain, this is from section 3.2, and we covered this on Wednesday this week. When we want to find the domain of a function, we want to ask ourselves, what values can I put into x? Just trying to find my little toolbox here to change the color. Let's take a look at the first two here. We have f of x equals x to the third minus x plus 1. We can put any number we want in for x. It can be negative, positive, right? There's no restriction. So we're going to say all real numbers. So interval notation, that would be negative infinity to infinity. Same thing with number 2. It's a linear function. So again, it's going to be all real numbers, negative infinity to infinity, because any number can go in for x here and we can get an answer back for y. Number 3, there's a restriction here, and that is that the bottom of the fraction cannot be 0. So we know that x minus 2 cannot equal 0. So that happens when x is 2. So interval notation with that, right, we would have an open circle at 2, and we would be shading everything. So the interval notation for that would be negative infinity to 2, and then 2 to infinity with parentheses. That would be your interval notation. Number 4, we have a square root. So the stuff inside the square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. Add 2 to both sides. X has to be greater than or equal to 2. So the interval notation for that would be 2 to infinity, including the 2. When we get to piecewise functions, you have to look at your x value, ask yourself which category does it go in. So if x is 16, that would be this one here. We put 16 into the square root, and we get 4. For f of negative 2, that would go in this one. We put x in for x there. We get negative 4 minus 1, which is negative 5.